out, get out, go, leave, please, for me.
Get the fuck out of here. Let's get the fuck out.
Bro literally had redacted in the video. Area 51. All heard about it. We know how scary it is and how freaky it is at Area 51. Yo, investigating the hidden secrets at Area 52. Talk to me. But let's see.
So that's called mucho security.
That's not a good sound.
Isn't it weird to imagine that we could literally be 15 to 20 miles away from definitive proof that very clean?
We're very close to going to prison right now, that's for sure.
More security.
More security right now.
Today, ladies and gents, we wrestle with some of the wildest questions and mysteries of our time, such as are aliens real? Are UFOs cutting-edge technology from Earth?
I've been hearing a lot of things when it comes to the UFOs. I ain't gonna lie to you, and them aliens.
Or perhaps from another planet? Why is Area
real? That
51
video
one of the
is not
most
real.
secretive bases in the country? And what is it that our government is hiding from us? In order to uncover
That
the
is
truth,
true.
we assemble.
Wait a second, let's be real. It's like if Area 51 wasn't somewhere with some crazy miscellaneous stuff. All I gotta say is this. I think this is the best way to put into perspective. To say that all of life is what you see is wild. Let me just say that. I think that's why it's like, I feel like there's different reasons why people are atheists, but like that's one of my biggest things. To believe that everything that you see, feel, and touch is all that there is insane. I say that because of this, right? I'm thinking someone's an atheist, right? Or someone is an atheist, don't believe in God or anything spiritual or anything wild, right? You go to like, we'll go very basic with this. You go to Haiti, right? You meet all the Haitian people there, all the cool people, they talking to you, chatting it up, but they say, hey, just make sure at night, go to bed. Like when 6 o'clock comes, when the sun is down, go straight to your bed and lock all your doors. Lock all your doors, close all your doors, keep a light on, keep a lamp on, and go to bed. Nothing else. Right? My thing is this, and the locals say, and you ask locals why, right? Oh no, because the local the witch, the voodoo witch, that's a spirit, is gonna walk around and try to like kill you or possess you. And everyone in the entire village and town's like, okay, yeah. Why would you even conceptualize that they must be crazy and they don't know what they're talking about? Do you see what I'm saying? Yo, what's good, Gabe? Does that make sense to y'all? If I walk into another country and they say, yo, at 6 o'clock, the evil witch voodoo lady that's a spirit is going to be haunting the streets, and you've dead seen like cats turn to, like every old person in Haiti got some voodoo witch scary story that's something they've seen happen. I am not testing those grounds. Are you stupid? You see what I'm saying? I just feel like it's one of those, like, you have to have experienced something for you to be like, okay, yeah, I probably should change my ways. You know what I mean? But hey, who knows?
Assemble a powerhouse team. First up, James Fox. This man is arguably the world's premier expert on UFOs and alien encounters. He's dedicated the last 30 years of his life investigating these claims, digging deeper than perhaps any human alive today. Next, we speak to Jason Sands, an Area 51 insider and employee turned whistleblower who gives us
turned whistleblower. Obviously, we know, and this is public knowledge, something happens at Area 51, right? Something happens. Do we know what it is? No. But realistically, we all should know that something is happening at Area 51. Simple as that.
his firsthand testimony of his experience. Then we got Avi Loeb, a Harvard professor, astrophysicist, and one of the brightest minds on the hunt for extraterrestrial technology. And finally, we speak to various people who claim to have had alien experiences themselves. In this episode,
I saw a Netflix documentary about alien experiences. A girl said she got taken by aliens, and I don't know if she said she was probed or not, but the problem was that she couldn't explain it. But the weird part is the whole town and the records aligned with her situation. Like what she was saying made sense in compared to the events that happened in that town. But it was just one of those, can't really explain it.
Infiltrate the legendary Area 51, both under the cover of darkness and in broad daylight. And you'll have to stay to the end of the episode to see what we did and what happened to us after we breached security and set off the alarms. Join us today as we tackle one of humanity's greatest questions. Are we truly alone here on Earth, or do we have visitors from other galaxies walking among us?
I don't know about other galaxies, but I know we're not alone. I know that for a fact, right? Like, I think the simple idea is this. If you say that God is real, right? If you acknowledge that God is real, then you understand that there are evil beings as well, right? And vice versa. If you know that there's evil beings, there has to be good as well. You know what I mean? I think that should just be like a common understanding that, like, I don't know.
The truth, folks, might be stranger than anything we ever imagined. Let's dive in.
Yeah.
Folks, two things before we get started. First, the merch is back in stock, including the sweatshirt that had sold out repeatedly.
Whatever is going on in there is probably way darker than we think, because I don't really see the benefit of hiding aliens because half of the planet already believes in them. I agree, but you know what it probably is? I know 1000% mediocre. I 1000% agree with you that it's a lot darker and a lot more sick and twisted than what we are led on to believe. But if I'm gonna keep it a butt with you, I just think that I feel like it would, if we were to say, yes, this is real, right? It would probably end up bringing a lot of evidence towards certain religions, right? You know what I mean? This is my perspective, right? And this is on some, like, you know what I'm saying? Not to be on some third eye stuff, but it's more like there's God. And it's like there's all the, I feel like everything just ends up tying back to God, right? In the aspect of, I want to make sure I word this properly. You know what I'm saying? Because I know nothing. I'm just a regular civilian who just be on the internet, just be watching YouTube videos. You know what I'm saying? I am a regular civilian. All I'm saying is this. There is things that probably go on there that if the public were to know, it would probably make sense with all the other weird events that have happened in history, right? The ones that people don't talk about or things of that nature. There is something that is going on that if we were to know, it would lead us back to something, right? Like, I see it like the world has become more secular over the years. Secular as in more worldly, less of God. But it's like, if you knew the events that happened, it would end up turning you back to God. And the world essentially wants to take you away from God, because that's kind of like the devil's goal, is to take you away from God so you go to hell on your own. I feel like that would end up, if people realized aliens were real or that there was more to life on Earth than just humans and animals, people would probably end up they'd probably end up looking for God, realistically.
We put them back in stock, added a new color. We got the trucker hats, the t-shirts. And also, if you would like early and exclusive access to our Scientology series, including our pushing match with their private security at their celebrity center.
Whoa. Wait, where's the private property line? Where's the line?
You need to leave right now.
Don't
It's
touch
private
me.
property.
Don't touch
It's
me.
private property. You need to leave right now.
That is available only at Patreon. Become a subscriber and be the one to see it first. And now, folks, to the video.
I could take an alien in a fight. Yeah, you're geeking, buddy. You're geeking.
We're in the Wild West right now, folks. It's breathtaking what we're driving through right now on our way to the Alien, which is a motel in the Area 51 network. What is Area 51? Is it a place that aliens were brought to and interrogated and questioned to figure out more and kept from the public? Or is it simply a place that's so remote and so out there that it's an excellent place to develop top-of-the-line
What if
military?
they were gnome-sized? I don't know, because I think if somebody's smarter than me, realistically, they're a lot more powerful than me. So if I see an alien, right, then I'd probably see that, like, okay, they know something that I don't know, especially about life. So I'd probably be scared because they probably know some tactics that could immediately kill me. You know what I mean?
Technology, run exercises, maybe they got a CIA black site somewhere out there. I mean, it would be a perfect place. You just blindfold a guy and take him 2 hours down the highway from Las Vegas. No one's finding you. Alien fresh jerky, man. How much better of a sponsor can you even get in a video? Going to Area 51 eating alien beef jerky, and damn, it's good.
If you would like to try some of this delicious
Oh, wow,
jerky
you got sponsored for it. Wow.
for yourself,
Weed killer hot beef jerky.
simply head to their order. I think you'll love
We're
it.
meeting up. We're already actually through a couple bags. We'll enjoy this.
Beef jerky, I got some.
So we're halfway to the Alien, and already you can tell that there's an alien culture that just permeates around here.
Yeah,
The
very,
gas
very
stations
weird.
have aliens in them. It's just so remote. I feel like this is just one of those bizarre places where everyone has some sort of story where they saw this thing in the air. Heck,
I agree. Like, if you go to an entire town and everyone has a story, do you think everyone's crazy? No. Realistically, you go to a town and somebody says, yeah, I used to see this back in the day. Like, are you just going to assume that everybody's just crazy? I feel like there's somebody who has merit to what they're saying.
I have one of those stories. I remember in high school, we were in the back hill in this retention pond. If I had my old phone, I got it on my phone. Like there was something moving in the air, and I saw it. Like I know what I saw. Who knows what the explanation is? Let's keep driving.
Dang, bro.
So we're
back on
pulling up into a town, the town of Rachel, Nevada, that has 19 people. We're gonna meet our alien expert
Did you just say a whole town with 19 people?
friend James,
That's like a
and just get the
family.
lay of the land here.
We arrived late in the night at the Alien, and they had a strict no filming policy. So we went nearby.
Why though? Why? Why is there a strict no film policy? Technically, it's possible that they all are crazy. I don't know what it's called, but I'm trying to explain it. Just give me a second. I bet.
To the
But
town.
like a whole town full of crazy people, a whole town. Like that's my thing. It's just like if everybody's talking about it, I feel like at some extent there has to be some merit to what they're saying, right? Either they were hallucinating and saw it, or they were on drugs when they saw it, or it was just so late at night they were getting drowsy. Like there has to be a merit to what they saw. Like everybody in the town can't just be like, yeah, bro, I know. We when I was a kid, I saw this one thing come over the sky and it picked up my little sister, and then afterwards we never knew what happened to her again. You know what I'm saying? I will be a good boy at BTF today. I'm sorry for last time. Okay, we'll see.
Town's only gas station to meet our contact James Fox and make a game plan for the rest of the night.
We were about to tuck in and go to bed,
Yes,
and you said you have another idea.
yes. There's no better time than the present. And we're out here, and we're not going to see anything if we don't try. Let's take our asses out to as close to the base as we can possibly get to. Risk of being arrested and or shot. The use of deadly force is authorized. So
See, that's the problem. What is that area 51 that needs to be heavily guarded at that level? No, I feel like to an extent of what you're saying, you're not wrong at all, but I remember seeing an experience. So pretty much it's just one shitty joke. You get what I'm saying? I just feel like for it to be spread so far, it feels like there had to be some merit, because I remember seeing that there was a video where a guy had a bunch of monkeys in a thing, and they put a ladder up to the top to get a banana. If a monkey went up, they would get sprayed, hosed down with water, right? And each of them would try, they would get hosed all the way back down to the point that they would replace the monkeys each time. A new monkey would try to go up, get hosed down after the other monkeys told him don't go up there, to the point where you could take out all the original monkeys and put new ones in there, and none of them will try go back up the ladder. And I think that's because even though in hindsight it could be a joke, what if it's real? You know, something had to have happened for a multi-century game of telephone. You get what I'm saying? And to make it even a step further, why is there people here with guard dogs and M16s? Like I know regular military bases need to be guarded, but why would you do this for just something in the middle of the desert? Like even if suppose we're testing nukes, or we're just an Air Force base. I don't think you need to I don't think at what level does it need to be this crazy? You get what I mean?
it's real. They're not around. If you were to hide super secret craft of non-human origin anywhere on Earth, when you come out here, you could see this would be the perfect place to do it.
Is it fair to say this is one of the most...
It's like if I went into a house like normal and something fell, I would think nothing of it. But if I was told the house was haunted, I would use that item falling as proof. Exactly. But realistically though, if I go into a house where no one's in, but I don't doubt that something happened in Vegas. Oh, 100%. It could be both. Like what I think it is probably like some Fed, right, just went ahead and told all the people of the town after an event happened about aliens and stuff like that, and then it just kept going on and on and on. And then they would put little things out there, so when people would notice, they would attribute it back to the aliens, just like what you said. So they would see an odd occurrence and be like, boom, aliens, just for it to cover up what really happened. You know what I'm saying? Who knows?
Top secret places on Earth.
This is the most top secret place on
See, this
Earth, yes. Right now, we're gonna go out to probably the most famous mailbox in history. It was the infamous black mailbox, but it became so famous because when you get to the black mailbox, you'll see a dirt road. It's completely unmarked. There's no road signs. You turn off, and that's the point where you go in on the dirt road to the base for about 20 minutes, and then you get to a sign that basically, and you'll see security. Like if you go beyond that sign, all bets are off. So the black mailbox, I think, got so famous that it might have been stolen. I heard it might have been recently replaced. We're gonna find out right now.
Is that our first destination?
That's
the
our
black
first
mailbox?
destination, yes.
Wanna get hopping?
Let's go.
Trying to find an entrance to Area 51 can be very difficult. Your phone likely won't have service as you're near it. Some say it's the government jamming your signal.
Just a black box? So this doesn't even exist.
Black box. So you're saying they took it off of Google Maps? Bro, what?
Google Maps just said nah.
Others say it's
Google
just
Maps just said, nah, how do you even get a job at Area 51? You know what I think it is? This is what my assumption is. How to get a job at Area 51. First of all, you're going to be Air Force, right? Mainly because I saw a bunch of Air Force signs, so I'm assuming Air Force. After you're Air Force, you have to get extremely first you have to get recommended, and after you probably get recommended, you're gonna be given a extremely high level of clearance, right? Because clearance is like what allows you to see like top secret classified information and so on and so forth. So you have to get like a super high amount of clearance, and then you're gonna be able to go there. I wonder how long you have to be trusted to work there. I'd probably say like at least I feel like everybody who's working there is probably like at least 30 to 40 years old. Like I don't think there's any like 25, 29-year-olds that are working at Area 50, you know? And if they are, they're probably like elite of their class. And if so, they're probably just working on the outside. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel like there's probably only like 3 people in Area 51 that actually know about Area 51 to the fullest extent. But I feel like most people who work there are just guarding a post that they don't know what the post is about. You know what I mean? Like they're just guarding something. Like they guard in the rock. Even though they have no idea what the rock was, they were just told, sign an NDA. NDA? Mediocre. I think it gets deeper than an NDA. What is an NDA to the military? You got to remember this. The military owns you. Once you become in part of the military, you are property of the military. I don't have to make you sign an NDA. You know what this is. Worst case scenario, if you even try to say anything, they'll just kill you. What do you mean? Go ahead and speak out. You're a whistleblower, then you'll die. Or even worse enough, they'll just kill your family. So we're getting more dangerous than an NDA. Probably like general's kid or something like that can be trusted. Probably something like that. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be, yeah, I'd go with something like that.
Remoteness of the location. The easiest way to spot a route into Area 51 is the infamous black mailbox. It marks one of the roads that can lead you in. However, tonight, we suspected that the box had either been taken down or stolen because we simply could not find it.
Is it?
Tommy G coming over.
Gang, baby, we're ready to slide the block.
We're just gonna drive down this dirt road until we get arrested. Over. Just kidding.
Did we miss the mailbox, or is that still ahead?
Yo, the fact that y'all walking there with lights on is wild, gang. Like, y'all not getting in. Like, let's give it a buck, bro. You're not getting in.
I think we missed it. We'll see a dirt road connecting to this road in the next mile or so on the right-hand side. Over. Turn our lights out. They'd never know we were coming. Over. Isn't it weird to imagine that we could literally be 15 to 20 miles away from definitive proof that we're not alone?
15 to 20 minutes away from
Definitive proof? Like, okay, let's be honest, guys. Like, let's give it a buck with ourselves. If Area 51 was to be leaked, that yes, is 100% definitive proof that aliens are real, even though the government has already proven that there is more life than just us. Do you think this video would be up? Like, I'm gonna ask y'all, right? Do y'all think this video would be up? You would assume it'd get taken down.
Information that could change the entire world.
Yep.
What has motivated you to dedicate your entire adult life to chasing down and researching these things?
Imagine if our government had definitive proof that we're not alone in the universe, whether you believe it or not. But if you felt that was true, could you just walk away easily from that story? I feel that every man, woman, and child has a right to know, and I feel it's an incredibly important and significant.
But that's the thing, though. When you think about information, do you think that's for you to know? Okay, my question is this, right? And this is how I really think about it. As a regular human being, I work a job, I have a family, I have kids. My mentality is this: now that I know aliens exist, now what? How do I navigate my life differently? You know, like how does that information change me from stop doing taxes? You know, I just feel like the common person doesn't really care too much about that kind of stuff to really like, now what do I do? You know?
Significant piece of the puzzle, and it's difficult to
exactly. Like, you just like, It's not like, oh, aliens are so scary, I gotta leave Earth. Nigga, what do you mean leave Earth? You can't leave. You can't leave. What do you think this is? You can't leave Earth. Man, you better go back to your 1-bedroom apartment and call it a day, gang. At least now when your mom says come back inside before the street lights come on, you'll be very serious when that happens. You will not be playing any games. When she say come inside before 6, you will be right in the house by 5:30. No cap, no troll.
Walk away from.
I have to give huge credit today to my friend, Julian Dory. He is the key behind all of this happening, the connection to James Fox. He was the key behind the Trump assassination video, and he's the key behind the Scientology video that we have in the works as well. So show love to Julian. Links in the description. Blow him
full of a bunch of bots.
up. Comment big dog, gotta eat. And thank you, Julian.
Guys, do you see that red light off in the distance, kind of at our 1 o'clock?
The red dot?
Yes.
That's apparently got all sorts of sensors, including video. They're watching us come in right now. This is security. This is definitely security up there. No question, over.
If you are considering trespassing on the Nevada Test and Training Range boundary, please consider the following consequences. You will be required to pay a $1,000 fine. You will have your car towed at your expense. You will have your car impounded at your expense. You will be brought to Hyco, Nevada to be processed. Once released, you will be responsible for transportation, blah, blah, blah. Now, my question is it telling us not to go beyond this point? Or can we go a little further until, I think we go a little further.
Oh, he's moving.
That guy's watching us.
You're geeking. You're geeking. You lost your mind. Guy, you know what I've learned, guys? I wanna put that out for all of you. I want all of y'all to learn in life. Even when you're 80 years old, never stop learning. But I want to let y'all on some very important information. I feel like there's a lot of things that go on in this world that you would probably be able to live your life better without knowing. Do I know what those are? No, because I don't want to know what those are. I'm fine with information, but also I'm fine with finite information. You know, maybe there's just some things that I can sleep at night comfortably without learning that information. You get what I'm saying? So like this kind of stuff right here, I can live my life fine without knowing about aliens. Me personally, I want to go to sleep at night knowing that, you know, without that knowledge in the back of my head, because I don't just forget things. I stay thinking about stuff. I don't know if y'all are like that, but I'm good off of that. I think we should go a little further. Yeah, this guy's a little slow. You know, and if you've noticed anything particular about these said group of people, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say anything, but this is just some why I would not be there. That's all I'm saying. I'm not there. I'm never going there.
Listening to us too, I'm sure of it.
You think they have
Sure
that
of it.
level of technology? That
Yes. Are you
Absolutely.
stupid?
What makes you sure?
Bro, they hear you probably loud and clear. They probably spotted your ass 30 miles ago. No cap, bro. They been saw you, gang.
Of that?
Because I've heard about it. They can just point and they can listen. George Knapp's documented that.
Folks, we gotta pay homage to the legendary Las Vegas journalist George Knapp. In 1989, George broke the story on Area 51 and brought its existence to the public eye. His interview with Bob Lazar, who claimed to have worked on reverse engineering alien technology, invited a firestorm of speculation, forever linking Area 51 to extraterrestrial secrets. George's fearless reporting forced the government to acknowledge the base's existence, and it laid the groundwork for decades of UFO investigations. Without him, the legend of Area 51 might still be a secret.
James, you want to go say hi to the scary man?
I'm scared for them. Is that wild, guys? I'm scared for them.
Want to go say hi?
I mean, I want to. I want to see who that is.
This is the gate. This is the next layer.
Oh, he's coming down to us right now, over.
They say that there are only two guarantees in life: death and taxes.
Yeah.
I think the third is we go beyond that sign, we go to jail and or get shot. What we know about this base is you can tell, like we just drove in down 30 miles of dirt road to get here. You just simply can't imagine just how remote this place is until you come out here and see it.
What do you think the punishment is for leaking what goes on in Area 51? Death.
You know, it's hard to
And the
convey.
level of secrecy.
Yeah, it's just the remoteness and secrecy.
And when you
it's
finally
like-
do find the edge, you still barely see
don't
anything
guard
except
this for
for
nothing.
barbed wire tracking all through the grass, the signs, the gates. Are these guys special forces? Are they mercenaries? Who are the people patrolling the base?
They're usually the people that are from special forces. They hire them up and they...
See? Special Forces! Guys, this is like the Black Ops team. What? You know, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know anything military. But the Special Forces is probably like a special task force that's assigned certain missions. You know, very more high level, high dangerous, very, very classified information. So, we can already assume.
Arm them, and they tell
Y'all
them that,
answered your question.
this is the way we do business for the program, and off they go.
What kind of power are they authorized to use on someone that's going towards the base?
They're authorized lethal force.
This base
So
got
they can kill you.
a lot of attention in the late 80s when that guy Bob Lazar came forward through George Knapp. It was initially as a incognito, anonymously he came forward, and then ultimately because for fear of his life. He was saying that there were craft of non-human intelligence in the possession of the military, and they were being housed by Papoose Lake in a series of camouflaged hangars that were built into the side of the mountain. They have no wings, they have no tail, they have no visible means of propulsion, they make no sound, they don't have any air disturbance, very little noise. Some people will talk about a slight buzzing or humming sound within a certain proximity of them. They do things that are just defy physics.
Okay, you know what my question is? Now it makes me think, do other countries have something like this? Like, do you guys think that like a China or Russia has like some kind of esoteric kind of information and like power, I guess? Like, if we'll say America's esoteric power is Area 51, like, what do y'all think the other countries have, or like there is none?
Because we understand it, right? You would want to keep that technology ultra secret because you'd want to weaponize it. Just a few miles down the road, the truth lies, right? The whole world wants to know what's going on out there.
Have we got anyone from this base that's active to speak anonymously?
Sorry, active?
But he worked at the base for some time.
He did, yeah.
In what capacity, do you know? In non-military lingo, how would you explain to a layman what your career consisted of?
It's like counterintelligence work where you're trying to prevent the enemy from finding out about what you're doing.
How long did you serve on that base?
I was there for 6 years.
Tell us about the morning of the encounter. What happened?
Well, we went up range. We had to look at a video of the UFO that came in and entered into the Nels test range from the previous week.
You know, honestly, if someone were to have all that information, I don't even think I'd want to know, because I feel like that would keep me up at night, you know? But at the same time, though, whatever's in there that needs to be guarded would I feel like it's something extraterrestrial. I feel like it would end up giving me more evidence about how God is real, but I still wouldn't want to know that information. I gotta get it
because they didn't know what it was, so they were just trying to
look at that video, bro,
to observe it and verify that, this is something that we didn't see, because you're talking to anybody on my crew. We've been there for years. We'd seen all kinds of aircraft, and this didn't fit anything.
Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I feel like I don't even think the president knows what goes on in Area 51. You know what I mean? More so because presidents get switched out so often, like every 4 years. But it's like, I feel like that's some real secret information, gang.
On the video.
So this is what it recorded the UFO also.
Looks like one. Right up high now. Going like straight up.
So a UFO crash lands on the base, and they wait until the Monday crew comes in to look into it?
Pretty much, that's what it seems to have happened.
This is a sign.
Oh, he just honked at us.
He just honked.
He probably thinks this is something
Would he have honked?
Dude, he fought. Yeah,
Because
I know.
he's hearing us? Well, hang on, I'm just asking.
Yeah, wait.
What did he say? What did he say?
Hang on.
Honk if you can hear us.
Okay, we're about to drive up this road. Are you going to arrest us if we do so? Honk, please. We're good.
This moment of air.
He's gonna get you shot. Do not be around that guy. That guy does not have your best interest. He will definitely get you hurt. Said, don't say it. Like, that's the kind of people who mess with Ouija board. That's the people who mess with voodoo, all that. No, come on, gang, please.
Area 51 exploration is brought to you by Alien Jerky. If you're about to go to federal prison, first get this flavor in your mouth as well as this flavor. And you know what? Why didn't we think of it? We're gonna bribe the guard with this, dude.
Oh yeah. Well, we talked to this guy earlier today, and he's like, oh yeah, when I worked there, he goes, they'll just blast you. I was like, they'll just blast you? And he's like, yeah, they'll just take you out.
Yeah, exactly. Your ass got too close. They're just gonna take you out, bro.
Like, we're
damn near on military property.
Authorized to kill.
You know what I think that means? Let's explore a little further.
Yeah, you're geeking.
All right, what I'm trying to do right now
Luckily,
is
I get to watch this at the safety of my own home. And so do y'all, bro. This is crazy.
see where the barbed wire is. Where is the barbed wire, guys? Man, you can't even tell. We're very close to going to prison right now, that's for sure. Guys, here comes more security.
More security.
More security right now.
Holy shit, the truck's coming up, look at that.
Yep.
Holy shit.
He's coming quickly too.
Look how fucking windy it is, dude. It's cold,
bro.
desolate,
Just leave.
and there's government forces assembling right now.
I know. They're letting us know that they know that we are right here. The question is...
They're going together.
I mean, one thing we can say for sure is we will all be
scared. I'm scared. I ain't gonna lie to you guys. I'm scared. Because I feel like something's going to happen.
going to jail if we cross the line. The question is, where exactly is the line?
The only way to do it is to...
Now you're making that dumb stuff. Where's the line? I didn't know the line. And now your brain's just sitting there in a million pieces on the ground. Gang, you should have guessed where the line was. Stop playing these games.
Walk up the barbed wire from the gate.
I've already walked. Well, you want to drive down there and see it?
Sure.
All right.
So look,
Land Survey Monument.
That's just government bullshit to keep us off the land.
What happened next was strange. As we turned off our cameras to take a couple iPhone photos, we heard a noise, but not just any noise, one that had an eerie, metallic, and otherworldly sound. This is what followed immediately after.
I heard that. What the f*** are you hear?
It sounded like metallic, something big, metallic, and somewhat loud. I thought someone was coming.
You heard it?
I heard it. You heard it?
You heard it? Are you sure that wasn't my car?
Positive. Yes. It came from right over there. No question. Well, you know, I told you guys they had a 99% chance of seeing security, and we saw security.
We're gonna fold our cards for tonight in case they have any devices that can hear us.
Oh, they can hear us.
We just want to know the truth!
Chill out before you get shot. There's a reason why people don't talk about the truth so much. Think about that.
Can you hear us? I have some beef jerky I can offer you. I repeat, I said beef jerky. I don't know if it's working. What we're dealing with right now is like there's so much disorientation and trickery that happens, like hearing certain noises. Like they said they heard this metallic thud. Was it the sign rattling or was it a secret thing happening in the background? I mean, and that's how these stories get convoluted when it comes to the supernatural or the UFOs, or, you know, there's a lot of explanations for the same thing. So like in diving to the truth of these stories, you have to figure out how credible someone's testimony is, and it's been proven that eyewitness testimony actually isn't even that accurate. But when you have multiple eyewitnesses independently corroborating a story, that's where it becomes more and more airtight.
That's what I'm saying. Like when there's multiple people that agree that they've seen something, then it starts to make the story look a little wilder.
What the fuck?
Area 51 too is wild, bro. Area 51 scaring somebody is crazy, bro.
So we're going to the Alamo Inn, about 40 miles away, and kind of the other side of Area 51. There's the Alien, the Alamo Inn, and kind of if you go in between them, that's where you can go on the road to the back way of Area 51. And we're going to talk to the motel owner and actually stay there the night. And this guy, his dad worked on the base. At both of these inns, everyone in the community seems to know someone that has had an experience or seen something or knows something. So this is a obvious and good place to go for this investigation. All right, folks, we're pulling up to the most famous mailbox in the world. Well, tell the people what we're looking at right now.
So this is the remnants of what was once the black mailbox. Because of the nature of secrecy of the space, there's no road signs, there's no indication of where the entry point is to Area 51. There was this black mailbox to a rancher who lives probably at that ranch out there. This mailbox became the beacon of like the entry point to go in to check out Area 51. And so everyone's just like, turn right at the mailbox or turn left at the mailbox. Like that's the dirt road into Area 51. It became just super famous, the most famous mailbox on the planet.
Also, I want to draw our attention to there's mountain ranges everywhere we can look, and these are also vantage points.
Yeah.
And Chuck Clark spent his life documenting these vantage points, and one by one, the government shut them down.
Yes.
So what do you mean you shut down
His place got raided. He was raided right here in Rachel, and George.
Oh, so his ass was peeping on the mountains, trying to look at the military bases, but his ass was recording, and that's how that stuff got put in the pack.
Knapp covered the story at the time.
He covered the story and started telling people, "Hey, everybody, come look at the mountains, and you can see the whole Area 51." Gang, what? His ass got raided.
The story goes with Chuck that he allegedly got his hands on footage of an alien encounter so good, so compelling, that Logan Paul drove to his house with $100,000 cash to try and buy the video, but Chuck refused. It goes without saying that research from
$100,000 to buy the video, but he said he refused. Oh my gosh, bro. He said it's not worth it.
guys like Chuck Clark are foundational and lay the groundwork that allow me to continue to explore the mystery of Area 51 further.
Great. How you been? Oh my gosh. To be honest with you, you know what I think it is? It's probably that there's no point of selling it because it's selling his life. Like if he still shows you the video, that video is probably worth over 100. It's worth billions of dollars. You know what I mean? But at what point he's gonna die afterwards? They're gonna know it's from him.
One of my favorite close encounters of the third kind in the United States took place in the desert of New Mexico in 1964 that involved an on-duty police officer by the name of Lonnie Zamora. And the Air Force files during the peak of Project Blue Book investigations have detailed diagrams and of the craft where it landed, the landing gear impressions, photographs of the landing gear impressions, the footprints from the alleged creatures, very detailed report in Project.
Initially believed to be observation of lunar module type configuration, effort to date cannot place vehicle at site.
Blue Book phone file.
Case carried as unidentified pending.
We're having a local pull up that his parents had an encounter with a non-human being right in this area in the 90s. So we're gonna get to hear the story.
You know what I noticed? I feel like a lot of the aliens that was happening was during the 90s. And you know what I think it is? Because it's like, if you're an alien, it'd probably be smart to show up when there's no internet, because then you don't have to risk about your identity getting like shown everybody.
Him and see what we make of it.
This is a story that my parents passed on to me. My dad was born and raised here in this valley, in Parananga Valley. He worked out at the test site in Area 51 for a good portion of his life. You know, because he mainly worked on the test site side when they were doing the nuclear testing. He drove the trains and everything that went down inside the tunnels and that, where they'd set the bombs off and that. And then when they shut that down, then he moved over to the Area 51 side.
So we're all traveling on the road. We see this guy starting to kind of hail us, and
why did they blur his name? Am I geeking?
And starts jogging towards us, but he's walking running very funny. It looked like he was going to fall over and like he was around. I'm wondering what's wrong with him. And then as we get a bit closer, I'm starting to notice that he's got very pale skin, but it's got this blue undertone like he's hypothermic. We get to the point where he's at the corner of the front of the vehicle, and the guy in the passenger seat in the front screams he's got no ears. And I'm thinking, well, that's pretty rude. Why would he say that? And then I'm stepping out onto the roadway, and I look up, and indeed he has no ears. And I'm thinking, good grief,
Fudge, Michael Jackson. No, I'm trolling. That's wild. Blue, palish skin.
This is really strange.
You're both here.
Was this a demon?
Parents had an encounter on this road.
Yes, they were coming down this road, coming over Hancock Summit here, coming back into town. They'd been out hunting or camping for the weekend, something. They were out in the hills playing around.
You can tell by the way that he speaks about the situation. You know what I mean? It's terrifying to him.
Which they like to do an awful lot. Mom says they come over the hill here, and he says you can see somebody walking down the road for quite a ways. It caught her eye. She's like, wow, what's somebody doing walking out in the middle of nowhere like this? As they got closer to it, she could see that it was dressed in, the way she describes it, is Bedouin clothing. So it was the flowing scarves and head covered and everything. Couldn't see anything other than the cloth that was around it.
What was this being wearing?
He was wearing a military uniform just like mine, but it was very, very clean. Then I noticed his eyes, and that's when I really got scared, because the eyes were like twice as big. That's when he starts talking to me in another language. I don't know what it is, but somehow I'm understanding every word he says, even though it's a language I've never heard before. So,
was it an audible language, or was this telepathic?
It was both. He was speaking audibly to me, but at the same time, I think I telepathically understood the words.
As they got closer to it.
What'd he say, gang? What'd he say? What'd he say to you? Because obviously you were able to understand, but what? So he was like impersonating them? Probably. Who knows?
Stepped away from the road and crouched down, along the borrow area there. When it did that, my dad continued to drive past it. She goes, "Hey, we ought to stop and see if they need help." And my dad just told her, "No, you didn't see anything," and went on. And if you knew my dad, he's the last person in the world that's not going to stop and give somebody help, especially if they're out in the middle of nowhere like this and they're unfamiliar with the surroundings.
Like, if aliens are real or creatures from another planet are real, why do you think your dad never wanted to talk about it?
I think that's what the oath he took, when he went to work out there.
Oh, his dad worked at the base. So it's more like, yeah, everybody there is under oath that, like, whenever you see in here, you are to not tell anybody outside of here. All right, that makes sense.
That you couldn't talk about that stuff.
And as he's walking away, I look back at my friends in the car, and they all look like they're zombies. This guy is not from this planet, is what I thought when I saw his features on his face.
You gave testimony behind closed doors. Did you do that in a skiff, or where did you do it?
I did it in a skiff.
Okay, and so...
Goes, well, yo, what's good, Tall? What's good, Ghost? I'm going to be honest with you. They probably are. I wouldn't be surprised if they were shapeshifters. You know what I mean?
Were there members of Congress or chiefs of staff? Like who?
It was all the committee members, from the Armed Forces Committee.
What was the look on their faces when you started describing this alleged encounter with an alien?
Shock.
A lot of people that have had a sighting, an experience, are pretty quiet about it. They keep it tight to their chest.
Because they know what would happen if they start speaking it out loud. You know what I mean? The idea is you either speak about the situation or you die. Never say anything and it kind of goes with you. You see what I'm saying?
Why do you think that is?
I think that they're afraid of being judged, because there's a lot of people you say, oh yeah, I had an encounter, they're going to go, ooh, you're crazy, there's something wrong with this person.
What was the moment in your career where you said, I think we might not be alone?
October 19th, 2017. The first interstellar object was spotted by a telescope in Hawaii called Pan-STARRS. It was given the name Oumuamua, which means a scout in the Hawaiian language. This was the first object identified as coming close to Earth from outside the solar system. It was roughly the size of a football.
Some of my people call aliens star. Some of my people call aliens star people. Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Field. Flat object, pancake shaped.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I feel like that's what be going on in like the Midwest to west side of the United States. Like, especially in them deserts, them Nevadas, them LAs, all them crazy spots. There's some stuff that goes on over there that you can't even like really explain. You know what I mean? Like it's some other world, almost otherworldly stuff.
We're gearing up to hit Area 51 from another angle, and it went from being a beautiful,
clear in the desert
sky day that we were getting shots to we're stuck in a cloud. And I think it just goes to show the desert is a place that is magic tricks. Mother Nature plays magic tricks with the desert. No wonder people see bizarre shit, like just things get obscured in the desert, whether it's the mirage or the weather change.
Is that government vehicles? There are a lot of those same vehicles. See that?
Is there another exit of the base that they're coming from that we don't know about?
I've never been down this one. I've only been down that one. I've heard about this one. I don't know.
But there's a parade of, those have to be government vehicles that are coming by.
At around 5:30 p.m., at least 5 days a week, possibly 7, you'll see these white buses with no markings, with blacked out windows.
That's kind of Scientology-esque. That's what we...
What the fudge? Blacked out buses.
Just encountered recently.
Barreling out of this place, down this long dirt road, headed east. And then they get to 375, and then they head south, probably going to Vegas.
I'm no expert in the driving habits of feds, but it seemed to me we were witnessing a convoy of fed vehicles leaving Area 51. And for some reason, seeing all of those feds grouped together, it just felt spooky to me.
I would agree. Like, why are all of them grouped up together?
Yep, there's at least 2. Looks like we got 2. One disappearing into the clouds. Can you describe some of the technology at the base? Like, how much more advanced is it than the public perception of what our technology is?
I don't want to get into specifics, but it's hundreds of years.
Hundreds of years. But my thing is, how do you define something that's hundreds of years advanced? Like, if it's like, okay, what would be 100 years from now more advanced than what we have? You know what I mean? Or at least publicly available.
Hundreds of years ahead of what we think is happening?
Yes.
So I think part of the question is this just high-level military technology that they don't want other people to get their hands on? Or did they get some of this technology the way?
Okay, that could be the case. They're just working on super secretive technology, but at the same time, though, why are people talking like they see things, though? There has to be something going on there.
Things move, the way they turn, stop, that seem to defy our typical engineering and physics. Did they get that from alien crafts? When an alien craft crashes, they have the best engineers in the country examine it and try to re-engineer it. Is that what's happening at Area 51? Or is this shit just so advanced and they just haven't released it to the public? Our conception of what is possible is 60
Because I feel like my idea is if they say it to the public, then that means the enemies could be thinking about the same thing. Like, you know, China, Russia, any enemies out there.
Years in the past, 50 years in the past, and they just haven't shown us the good shit because
medicine men I know say that there are good aliens and bad aliens. Yeah, I've heard about that. There's good aliens and bad aliens. But like, what do they both want? What are the good aliens here for, and what are the bad aliens?
Well, it's a tactical advantage in war. It's all possible.
You know what my perception is? I probably see them both as demons. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Like real life manifested demons, and the good ones are the like good demons. That's like an oxymoron. But the idea is that they probably see them as good because they're telling them esoteric information that they probably shouldn't be saying. And the bad ones are the ones that are just more on a like the conniving ones, the ones that are more willing to manipulate you are the good ones because they're giving you information. And then the bad ones are the ones that are just plain out just being evil and, you know, being like just a dumb evil. You get what I mean?
I had not gone to this entry point yet.
Okay.
So this is new for me. All right, you guys want to follow me?
It was just this. This is what I call mucho security.
Oh. God damn it.
Redacted.
Unauthorized look. Now it's going. Not permitted beyond this point. So we almost take the capture.
You just literally. Dude.
That's not a good sound. Leave! Get out, go, leave, please, for me, leave.
You get the fuck out of here? Let's get the fuck out of here.
Bro literally had redacted in the video. What did he freaking catch? Speed, LeBron.
That's push. Like, are we being pussies for leaving after that?
No, they were trying to
Stop being pussies. You'll get shot and killed.
trap us. They were. Dude.
Who's this guy fucking going backwards?
A car driving.
Methy over here is going backwards, trying to get us. I see it. What the fuck is this guy doing? Is this guy on meth?
This is terrifying.
What the fuck? This guy's going pretty fast backwards. We're going 45 miles an hour and he's beating us right now. What the hell is this guy doing?
Bro, what the fudge?
What is this guy doing?
Oh, that was probably like a guy he's peace time.
You just trespassed on federal property.
You know the gate where they close, you can go into a gate and then they close a barrier behind you?
That's an entrapment, yes.
What happens if you get stuck in that?
That's a way for them to keep your vehicle and yourselves from going any further and they will draw their weapons on you, and they will tell you, okay, you're coming with us. They'll take all your equipment, they'll dismantle your car, look at all of your cameras, look at all your film, they will confiscate everything, and you'll be lucky if you get your car back in a crate later on, let alone whether you will be serving jail time in one of their facilities right there on the site.
Holy shit, that was crazy. So you think you think we would have been trapped if we didn't if Keegan didn't remind me to back up?
Hell yeah, they would have locked you in there. 100%.
Shout out Keegan, bro. W freaking Keegan, bro. Oh my gosh, W freaking Keegan, man. Oh my gosh, bro.
100%.
Bro just saved the whole video.
Oh, is it a big fan? So.
Oh, look at that view. But you still can't see the base even if it does clear?
No, I mean, yeah. Well, you can see just above it. So if there's any activity, you can see it from here, but you just can't like see the actual base. You see just above it.
So folks, we took a deep dive into some of the claims, some of the people that have worked there, people that have experienced things. And I have to say some of this is quite compelling. When you hear Congress people talking about this, you know something is serious. And let me know what you guys think. You guys believers? Are you guys skeptics? Are you guys open to the possibility that this is real? It's been a pleasure taking this deep dive with you. I appreciate you, James. Go out there, watch this video. You can stream it, you can rent it. If you want to take this much, much further, this was a couple-day investigation. He's dedicated 30 years of his life to looking into this and made multiple documentaries on the subject. One of the world's renowned experts in the field. So if you want to take a deeper dive into that, his links into his documentaries are in the description. Rent them, stream them, check them out, and explore for yourself, and you determine what you think is true.
It's a great video, bro. I gotta like that. That was a freaking wonderful video. Oh, Lord, bro. What do y'all think, bro? That was a W video. First, if you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel. Your boy, I'll make it y'all next one. Peace. Since you made it to the end of the video, you might as well pull up to the Twitch. We'd appreciate you because you a real one.